You know what it is? It's Connor. It's YGolf TV. It's at YGolf TV on Twitter. I'll make a series of videos for you guys that deal with two key concepts that are really kind of imperative to the golf swing and the modern golf swing, and kind of how we look at the modern golf swing. All right. Now with these TrackMans and Flight Scopes, they're pretty much like MRI machines, and they'll tell you a lot about what the club is doing to the ball at contact. Okay, stuff that we can't, pick up. The golf coaches couldn't pick up with their naked eye back in the day. They could just really look at what the ball did and then try and dial it back from there. Well, we can get some really relevant information about what's happening at contact now that you can use on a more grandiose scale to try and figure out, do you need to make your swing shallower or steeper? Okay, so I'm going to make a series of videos for people that need to figure out a way to make their swing shallower, which is one end of the spectrum, and then I'm going to make a series of videos, or one video, with a couple of different suggestions for people that are already too shallow that need to figure out a way to make their swing steeper. Okay? So, if you're watching this video, you want to make your swing shallower. Right now, it's really steep. You're probably taking huge divots. Could be pulling it, maybe slicing it. Okay, and you need to figure out a couple of different things. So I'm going to try and keep this simple. You can hit us up at YGolf TV on Twitter if you want a better video or a better explanation for the meaning of life, which I don't know. So, 3 ideas on how to help shallow out your arc and deliver the club more this way, that being shallow, versus the club coming in like that, that's steep. So the first thing is, people that deliver the club shallow, regardless whether it's an 8-iron or a driver or a 3-wood or a wedge, one of the ways you can shallow out the way the club comes in is by moving your lower body forward. Alright, so if that's the ball I'm hitting, if I wanted to shallow out my swing the most, I would move my lower body forward the most in the downswing. The more I move the lower body forward, the more my shoulders stay closed, and the longer my shoulders stay closed, the more shallow the club comes into the ball. Okay? So if you're steep right now and you need to be shallow, here's maybe what you're doing to be steep. Okay? So steep might look like this leg would be doing the opposite. It would be straightening the fastest, which is taking the club and moving it to the outside, and you are digging huge beavers when you are trying to learn this game. Okay, so first thing to help shallow you out would be work on and look at swings on YouTube and people that do a really good job using their legs and their feet and their knees and their hips, everything basically from here to here. And what you'll notice is, if they're coming in shallow and absolutely smashing it, they start there, and their lower body moves forward in the downswing, boom. Okay? Second idea, especially if you're new to golf or you have a high handicap and you've never really come and hit a draw or come from the inside or even hit a block, okay? All your shots start left. You either start left and stay left or start left and cut. I'm going to give you a suggestion. Now this is a bit abstract, but follow me on this one. So if you need to come shallow, again, shallow with your hands and arms would look like this. Okay? And severely shallow and severely from the inside would be something like this. Okay? So if you've never experienced the club that far behind your body and that much load on the shaft, because you've been coming like this all the time, I'm going to tell you to do this, alright? And follow my lead. Again, I want you to experience shallow, and then you can figure out where the money spot is. Kenny Perry, okay, would take the club and go really across the line. And if you swing the club up and go really across the line like this, when you try and pull it down and back into balance with your lower body, you can really shallow the club out and really bring it from the inside. So if you've never done this before, I want you to imagine that the club gets heavy and across the line, and then when you pull it down, bam, there you are. Okay? So again, that's a bit abstract. I think the fastest way for your brain to learn, people are smart, is they need to experience something. They need to experience the club feeling and being loaded and being put in a spot that's significantly different, so they have some sort of context to reference it against, to the way that they have been swinging, which is steep and down. Okay? So those are the, I'm only going to stop at 2. I've been talking for too long. Those are 2 key ideas on how to shallow out your downswing if you need to learn how to shallow out your downswing. First would be, and I'll say it quickly again, lower body goes forward. If your lower body goes forward in your downswing, you can shallow it out. If you need to learn how to use your hands differently, again, this would be steep. If you get the club across the line and heavy, when you pull it back into balance, most likely you're going to pull it that way. And the club will get really far behind you, and you'll feel for the first time a shallow, possible shallow delivery. Okay? And if you're hitting push draws, big blocks to the right, and hooks, you know you figured out a way to shallow it, because those are completely different misses than straight pulls and pull cuts and pull slices. Alright? So good luck with all that. Again, this is kind of a bit wordy, but it is important that you understand and kind of hopefully visualize the difference between coming in steep and coming in shallow. And if you're too steep a player, you work towards things that are going to help shallow you out. So hit us up if you got any questions. If not, good luck.